What is up, you guys? Pete DiCarlo here, and today we're going to be talking about Palantir. Palantir has fully broken down through that $14 price target. If you guys have been watching for the past couple of weeks, we've been covering Palantir, talking about this potential drop down to 14. I did have a position not too long ago around this $19 to $17 area. It ended up breaking down. I sold it around $16, took the loss, and we did continue to see this fade happen. And you can see that we tried to actually hold this little level right here between $17 and like $16.50, but we just weren't able to. We had a couple of bounces, ultimately rejected, and now we're back down at 14. So the point of this video is to go through, look at it now that it's hit the price target that we were looking at, and see if I think that we're going to fall any lower, because if we break the support we're at now, we might see $10. So guys, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, check out our Discord. The link is in the description. You guys get access to free courses, live streams, seminars, webinars, as well as the best unusual option spot out there. This bot is a $200 a month service that we pay for so that you guys get access to the same exact dark pools, same exact unusual flow, and same exact heat maps that I trade with and that I use on this channel each and every single day. Our goal is to build the biggest and best free trading community out there. The link is in the description. We would love to have you guys. So let's take a look and let's zoom out first before we start looking at the flow and everything else that's going on for the day. One of the major things I want you guys to notice is that obviously we really have been trading within this range of about $17 and $27.50 ever since that major breakout in November of 2020. We finally have broken below this price area that we've been talking about for a bit, and we're all down under this major volume area. So you can see that there's not a lot of volume sub $22.50, especially sub $17.40. So there's not a lot of volume below this, which means it's very easy in these thin areas of volume for a stock to move within this range. And that's why I was very, very worried about everything happening here with Palantir, because I was afraid that if we broke this support of 17, that we would have a huge potential downside, and it seems that that's happening. Now, looking at where we are right now, like I said, we're trying to hold $14. The weekly RSI is very, very oversold at 27, but could still have some room to grow. But what's the most concerning to me is how bad small caps have gotten the crap beaten out of them. If we look at IWM, which we'll do in a minute, which is the Russell 2000, Russell 2000 has broken major support, and it's really, really not looking good. The rest of the market is not looking good. SPY's trying to hold support, but IWM broke this big area, and we could see like the Russell really dropped to 173. Small caps have gotten the crap beaten out of them, and really the next couple of weeks with earnings is going to be very important. But Palantir specifically, you can see we have a very thin area of volume sub 14. So if we hold under 14, this thing's going to drop from 14 to probably 12, but realistically $10 before we see a support. But the good thing is at that $10 support, we have a lot of support. Look at how thick the volume is on the volume profile over here. So for me, I do think that there is a couple of trades that you could take here if you are somebody who wants to play this. I'm going to go over some specific examples that I would be looking at with options later in this video. But at this very moment, I would be very weary about trying to trade the upside or the downside really for Palantir. We're going to talk about this. I think that at this point, this is just not for me, and I think for most people it's probably not for you. We're not talking about a long-term investment here. I do think if you're planning to long-term invest in this company, $13.77 is a good price. But for a trading standpoint, I just don't have high enough conviction. Like, I don't want to play the downside here, because the max downside we have is another 25% drop, which is, great. But there is a chance that we could bounce here. And if we did bounce here, squeeze out a lot of, a lot of people who are long, and then it gets bought back up, and then we get a push back up to 17, that's about a 20% loss. So a 1 RVR is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a risk versus reward of 3 to 1, which means if I have to risk a 20% loss, I have to easily be able to make it a 60% return. So I don't want to play the downside that much, because I'm very worried about, at least with straight up options. We'll talk about spreads, but with straight up options, like I wouldn't just be getting puts right now, because I feel like this is very exhausted because we have been selling off so aggressively. And I don't want to just try to go with straight up calls, because if I go with straight up calls, implied volatility is very, very high here. Like if we just look at next Friday, which I don't recommend weeklies, IV is up over 80% and your theta decay is is very high. So there's only two positions you can take that is perfect for high implied volatility and perfect for high theta decay, and those are put credit spreads. And the way that I would be trading Palantir if I wanted to take a trade on this would be through put credit spreads and call credit spreads, and we're going to go over an example right now. So if I was a bear and I'm looking at this and I'm looking at Palantir and I'm saying, I think it's going to continue to fall, I think it's going to drop to $10, I would say to myself, I want to run a call credit spread. So I'd go over to Robinhood. You don't have to use Robinhood. I actually really don't like Robinhood, but I just use it because the user interface for teaching you guys options is very, very good. But I would go over to whatever your broker is, and I would probably be looking at next Friday, the 28th, and I would be taking a look at these 1450 calls. So I would hit sell, I would hit call, and you can see if we hit the drop down box, we have a 76% chance of profit. Implied volatility is 76% as well. Theta decay is about $38. I hit the plus button, and right now this is selling a call, which means we're bearish. We're selling a bullish position, which means we're bearish. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hit buy while I still have this, and you see it'll turn gray, and I'll hit this $15 call, which means I'm selling a $14.50, but I'm buying a $15 as an insurance policy. And you can see down here, for every 38 bucks that you put up, you will make $12 as long as Palantir closes above 1450 by next Friday, which you have a 72 or 73% chance of profit. And the good thing about this is if the stock goes down, you make money. If the stock sits sideways, you make money. If the stock goes up, you make money. I like that. If you did it right, then you will see here you have a call credit spread. You can use whatever variation of strikes that you want, but those are the ones that I would look at for the most amount of potential return, for the most amount of potential risk. Now, let's say that you're a bull and you're like, I think we're going to hold here. I think we're going to hold it at 14 bucks, but I don't want to buy a straight up call. I'd be looking at a put credit spread. So I'd probably sell a 13.50 for next Friday. And the reason I would go so close to the money is because if we don't hold 1350, we're really going to shit the bed. And so it's like, this is make or break time. We either hold this or we're shitting the bed. So I'd be selling a 1350 and I would be buying a $13 put. And if you do this correctly, you can see here that's going to say put credit spread. And this is for every 13 bucks we put up, we make 17 in return, a little bit over a 50% return, which is freaking amazing, guys. Now, all that this has to do is hold over 1350. If it holds over 1350 by next Friday, you go ahead and you will make that nice sizable return. It can go up, it can go sideways, it can go down. It just has to close over 1350. If it closes below 1350, then you do lose all the money that you put up. But let's be honest, if we close under 1350 by next Friday, this thing is definitely dumping down to $10. So for me, that's the way that I would play it, guys. But I personally don't have high enough conviction to either side, so I'm not playing it. Please remember that. You don't have to take trades. You don't have to be trading. If your conviction's not high, sit out. You don't have to trade. Guys, thanks for all the support. As always, hit the like button, subscribe, check out the Discord. It's completely free. You can get access to all of my trades as well for $20 a month. So far this month, we have closed out $20,000 in profits in 3 weeks. Guys, thanks for all of your support. It truly means the world to me, and I'll see you next time. Peace.